you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to hand it over right now to Ricky so he can take us through his presentation before we go through Q&A. Right? Let's give him a big round of applause, Mr. Walker. Thank you.
Apologies, I'm a coach, not up to speed with the old technology. Just kidding. Bulavanaka, he couldn't get enough on me on Monday, so he invited me back. Just kidding. Good question, where's the ball? I used that same game on the girls, so I bought a different one. Okay, now this one is if I put it up, you got to duck. No, I'm just kidding. When I done that, they said I didn't carry on long enough, so this time we'll do it a bit longer, okay? So this time, when I bounce the ball, you clap. Okay, everyone got it? Okay, you ready? Okay, we're in camp at the moment, so I apologise for my attire. I just came straight off the field, jumped in the truck, thought I was going to be late for my presentation at 1 o'clock, arrived at 12:55, so I didn't have time to change. But I just want to go over our pathway. Just heard from Milano on ours. Which one is it? So this is us currently in camp. Behind us, the girls are doing Bronco, and that was yesterday. But for us, it's making sure that we have our yearly calendar sorted out. One, so we're on the same page with the THA, everybody at FRU. Our staff know what's going on, and our players know what's going on, so that we can plan for the year. Okay? Once we get that out of the way, it's just clear in everybody's mind what we're doing. Then we shrink it. This is our weekly schedule that when we get into camp, we go over with the players. All right, so that they know what we're doing all week. So we're supposed to start on Monday, but I came to the symposium. They traveled Tuesday morning, and then Tuesday afternoon we were straight into it. And then they're here now, and then we've got a last session tomorrow, and then we're coming here to do some stuff with the kids afterwards. And then we make sure that we share our daily schedule with them every morning once they finish lotu. All right, we don't give them the daily schedule the night before. We'd rather them sleep instead of thinking about what's going on. So once they wake up, okay, we give them the daily schedule so they have a good night's sleep. And then I also go through the training plans with them, again in the morning at the same time, just so they're not thinking about training the night before. So this was a quick one today. Okay, we just done a game day warm-up, what we do on the World Series. We split them into two teams, and then we went 7v7 this morning with 3 7-minute halves, so they played 21 minutes. And then after that, we always, do some individuals, because straight after the game, they have some mistakes that they've made. Well, not mistakes, call them work-ons, just so that they can work on them if they need coaching help. That's what we're there for. Now, what it's all about. Okay, and our pathway is a community. Can I play that? How do I play that video? How? Okay, this was me on the way home.
No problem.
From training.
Get it out ourselves so we can carry on playing. How good is this? Wow. Oh, love it. You make sure his fingers are facing the sky when you catch us. No, just kidding. Oi. Jerry Tuai.
Found a Jerry Tuai there. That's me on the way home from one of our DTEs. Very thankful that Coley left the room because I almost crashed the FRU truck because I saw this and I just stopped straight away because I wanted to get out and watch. But for me, it's about community, and it goes both ways. Okay, we're trying to inspire communities, but communities also inspire our team. All right? We've got to be able to take our teams to this, so when they do go overseas or when they do play teams here, they understand what it's about too. They've all come from this. Okay, now they're at the top. We've also got to give back, but there's nothing better than to go to communities before you get on a plane and go overseas to play. Okay, now recruiting. Okay, on Monday I talked about culture, connecting and alignment. Okay, here's the Fiji schools team. They got announced after the weekend. Awesome set of players in there, but for us, we've got to do a good job as our staff, make sure we get part of the grassroots, untapped areas. There was a question on Monday, what are you doing in places that we haven't been? We will get there. And I'm open to anyone in this room or anyone that's not in this room, that if you need me to go somewhere and have a look, tell me and I'll be there. Okay, Milana hit on this, creating more competitions. Master Natha is doing that with our sevens programs. 2 weeks before we go on the World Series is creating an internal competition, not with just our players that are in camp, but other players as well that are around the country. For me, and I've never been afraid to ask for help. Okay, and I'll get to that. Some coaches, they get to the head coach position, okay, and then they stay there. Some may think they know it all and they're too scared to ask for help. I'm always asking for help. Okay? Talking to coaches, managers, owners, etc. Now, why I go back to this is when I get to our team list that's at camp, okay, but also keeping an eye on players overseas. We have so much talent here, but also want to leave a little smidgen of that door open just in case there's players overseas. But obviously we want them from here. There was a winger that's playing for the USA against the number one team, England, at the World Cup last weekend, who has a Fiji passport, who was just destroying England. Okay? If you haven't watched the game, go back and watch it. I already reached out to her and she does have a Fiji passport. Okay? Just like little things like that. Okay, and also connecting on social media. Yep. Oh. That wasn't me.
You were to run against any of the athletes that have taken part in the history of Coco Panda for next year.
My plans for next year is to make it through to the Team Fiji for the 7th.
Well, we wish you all the best, Francis.
How good is that? We were World Series early in the morning. Sorry, yes, clap please. Okay. She just won the Coca-Cola Games. We were at the World Series. Okay, our staff, we get up early in the morning. Our athletic trainer, we're sitting around having breakfast. She pulls it up and she's like, look at this. All right? And that's what we want as well. Okay? After this, I've got a coffee catching up with some other athletes from athletics as well. So our recruiting is about everything. And this is our player list that's currently in camp. Okay, if you see, we've got players from Marama Cup. We've invited some, but they went back, returned to play from HPU and Marama Cup. But as you can see there, got the green light from the coach. I never reach out to a player directly. I always go straight to the coach. All right? If the coach says no, it's no. I'll never go behind anybody's back. I have to work with the coaches. Okay? We need to create a good relationship. But also, during that time, is Marama Cup still going on? We have a competition coming up next month against New Zealand, Australia, and Great Britain. And some of these girls are really talented this week, and they're probably going to make the team they play next month. It's very fortunate that Marama Cup has been on break for 2 weeks, so we were able to get these players in through the coach's consent. Okay, after we finish this week, now I need to go back to the coaches and ask how many days we can continue to have them in camp. Now they're going back to Marama Cup. Can we have them at the start? You have them at the end. If you want them all week, then they're yours. We'll eventually get them once you're finished. But I need to be able to get a clear understanding from the coaches, and they know that they can trust me that I'll give their players back, because all their hard work into Marama Cup, I can't take that away from them. Okay? So I need to be on the same page with the coaches. We have some 15s players World Cup that are non-travelling reserves that have come in. There was 3. We only have 1 now, because 2 have gone over to the World Cup as they're needed. Okay? We've got some players that we're looking at from rugby league. They were going to come into camp, and then they said, "Oh, coach, can we come in a little bit later? We're preparing to play Canada, okay, as a qualification for the World Cup." Absolutely. Okay? And that's rugby league coaches. I need to be on the same page with them. Okay? And then some of our players here, World Cup, work commitments, playing in China, playing in the UK. But I have to gain trust before I get more players. If I take these players now and don't give them back, I'll never ever get anybody else. And I don't want that. The nation doesn't want that. Okay, so we're trying to build the strongest squad that we can. Cool. Culture, connection, alignment. At HPU, we had an invitation camp. I took all the scores out, so you couldn't see that it was personal. But, you know, we had Master Bill running this with Eli, Atha, S&C, all that. Okay, and then they fed this information to me. We've got 4 of these players at camp right now. And that camp was just before we went into camp this week. Okay, so me creating a culture, a connection, and alignment with other people that are really trying to help as well. Yep. Now for me, once we get into camp, okay, it's creating our culture, okay, and we express this with new players. For me, players highlight or underline something that resonates with them from the Bible. Okay, whenever we're at Lotu and I sit in a different place, our players have got their highlighted verses in their Bibles highlighted, so it's obviously resonated with them somewhere. Okay, it's unfortunate you can't see. These are 4 players that were in our 7s program that are currently at the World Cup, and that's their favorite Bible verses. Okay, but for me, as when we teach our rugby, this is how I want it to be for them. I want it to resonate just like that Lotu, and a Bible verse resonates with them. I need to be able to teach like that. The Bible is powerful. They can create their own rugby Bible and life Bible. Okay, so they're doing it already in Lotu, and so they have their notebooks to create their rugby Bible. Write the stuff down that they've been working on, that click with them at training. Okay, but we also give them education as well. Okay, we'll just play this video.
Yeah. So we're in York at the museum. We've just had our welcoming ceremony and it was very beautiful. Both New Zealand and Fiji sung a traditional song, and Fiji was amazing. I'm glad we went first.
So with that is when I first went to Lotu with the team and they were singing. It was just absolutely amazing. So I tell our players, that's how they should play the game. Play the game like you sing when you're at Lotu. They're amazing. New Zealand captain, she's like, I'm glad we went first. Okay? But when you look at those girls, their chin up, they're belting as loud as possible. And the new girls into our program this week, I've shared that information. I tell them, when you play on the field, play like you sing at Lotu. Simply amazing. Learn how you highlight your Bible. Okay? If we can create that pathway, okay, and it's pretty simple. Okay? I'm a really simple coach, but they're already doing that stuff, so why can't we switch it over to rugby? It's nothing new what they're already doing. I just need to make sure they express that and bring themselves out once that ball gets kicked off until the end of the game. Okay, and this is where we're trying to get to. Our girls have been on the podium before. And that's where we want to be on the podium again in 2028. Last one. Again, it's little things. Thank you very much. Manaka Vakalevu, and I really appreciate your time.